Second and third grade leaders, we have finally reached the finish line. It is week 5 of March. We've been talking about made and individuality for so long, it feels like. But if we were going to spend any extra weeks on a particular topic, I'm so glad that it was talking about how each of these kids are so special and how it is that God has made them in such a unique and cool way. I hope you guys have enjoyed it at least as half as much as I've had, because it has been such a great time watching you guys get to connect with your kids and build those stronger relationships even than you had before by getting to talk about the things that make you special and the things that make your kids special. And just like previous weeks, we have had some awesome activities. This week is no different. In our first activity for this week, called Rule Makers, your kids are going to get to pretend that they are the rule makers of their house. And what are the 5 rules that they would make at their house if they were the ones who were in charge? Once everyone has had the opportunity to write down on a piece of paper what their 5 rules are, they're going to decide which one they think is the most important rule of all the ones that they created. They're going to circle it and get the opportunity to share with their group what they think that rule is. In your next activity, called What Does God Say?, you're going to get a whiteboard and a marker. Some of them have them attached, some of them have them separate. And you were going to ask kids, what kind of things does the Bible tell us that God says? Things like the 10 Commandments, love your neighbor, different things like that. Have your kids call them out as you write them all over your whiteboard. And then finally, you're going to ask someone to read Matthew 22:36 through 40. And after that, you're going to ask them, what is the most important thing that we're supposed to do? And they're going to tell you that it's to love God. So really big, right in the center, you're going to write love God in big capital letters. And then under that, you're going to write love others. Then basically you get to have a big party because you're going to have your kids spell out love God one by one, and you're going to point to the letters and point to your kids. So LOBEGOD, and it's going to be a big deal, and have them jump up and stand up and make a really big deal of the fact that the thing that we're supposed to do above everything else is love God. And the next thing is that we're supposed to love others. I think it's going to be a really cool activity for you and your group. In your next activity, called Choosing Love, you're going to give every kid an index card. And on this index card, they're going to do 2 things. The first thing, they're going to write down with words something that has happened this past week that's made it really hard to show love, to choose love. And then on the other side, they're going to do just a really quick drawing of it. It doesn't have to be Picasso work, just something that kind of gets the point across. Once everyone has had the opportunity to make their note card, you're going to collect them all, quickly put your eyes on them, and make sure that they're all appropriate, that they're all clear, and that you don't have any questions about what any of the situations might be in terms of A, appropriateness, and B, clarity. Because you're going to pass these cards back out to these kids, and you're going to let them select their cards. It can be their own. That's not a bad thing for this. And then they're going to show everybody the drawings, the illustrations that are on the back, and have everybody guess what those things are, what's happening in that situation. After that, you're going to talk with the group about how we might be able to choose love in these situations, even whenever it might be hard. So, like I said, it's okay if kids get their own card, but remember, you don't have a bunch of artists necessarily in your group. So every picture that you see, no matter how good or bad it might look, to be super encouraging about what it is that you see. And don't let your kids put other kids' drawings down, because that's not cool. You don't want to participate in an activity where you know that afterwards everyone's going to go, well, they're a really bad drawer. That looks really dumb, and I don't want to. You don't want that. You want to promote positivity and encouragement within your group. Finally, you have a memory verse activity, How God Made Me. In this activity, you are going to get one of your small group members to recite this month's memory verse. If you don't have any kids that can recite it, then go ahead and bust open that Bible and look it up and read it together. In this activity, you're going to take the word me in the memory verse and you're going to replace it with a kid's name. So you're going to have everybody stand up, get in a circle, and put one kid in the middle. And then as a group, you're going to recite the memory verse together with that child's name who's in the center of the group in the verse instead. For example, let's put Brandy in the middle, and everyone will say, how you made Brandy is amazing and wonderful. Give every kid the opportunity to be in the middle and be told that they are amazing and wonderful. Once you've gone through your group, Even get one of your other small group leaders to stand in the circle and tell them that they're amazing and wonderful. Because everybody in XKidz City, at Crossroads Church, and the whole world has been made amazing and wonderful. And we want to highlight that. We've been doing it all month. Let's not stop now. Last but not least, for our pray and dismiss activity, before you let kids go back to parents, you're going to give them those bottom line stickers that we have been so fond of all month long. I don't know when we'll get to see a cool activity like this again, so really take advantage of this last time that you get to push it. So they're going to get their bottom line activity, and then if you have any kids that haven't gotten a picture frame this month, then now's the time to make sure that they get to go home with something to remember this month by. This is also a great time that you get to remind your kids that there is nothing too big and there is nothing too small that we can talk to God about. Sometimes I think we need that as a reminder more as adults than we do for our kids. But this is where those seeds start getting planted. Guys, I love you. You are amazing and wonderful. God has done an amazing thing in creating you exactly the way that you were made to be. Guys, I cannot wait to see you on Sunday. So until then, be safe, make good choices, and I'll see you on Sunday.